What's up, y'all? Welcome back to Rooted in Nature. It's snow on the ground, but it's finally February. In this video, I'm going to be sharing with y'all 27 things you can be starting indoors or transplanting out right now. And I know there's snow on the ground, but you still can be planting. Okay, so the first things I'm going to be telling y'all, I'm telling y'all these so you can start these indoors now and plant out later. Now, I will tell y'all when I'm get to the part where you can direct sow outside. So yeah. So numbers 1 through 5 is cabbage, collards, kale, broccoli, and cauliflower. So these you want to start right now and transplant it outside in about 6 weeks, or you want to plant them about 4 to 6 weeks before your last frost date. These plants love cooler temperatures. They actually thrive in the cooler temperatures. They also need the cooler temperatures. They do not like very hot weather. They can actually bolt. I've had that in my experience with broccoli, cabbage, collards, and kale, not cauliflower. But I don't really grow cauliflower. Also, a couple of frosts on these plants could make them very sweet. Now, the next things are the nightshades, which include your hot peppers, sweet peppers, eggplants, what else? And tomatoes. Lord, I forgot tomatoes. The tomatoes, they need to be, well, all of them, they all need to be started about 8 to 10 weeks before your last frost date. See, I do my tomatoes 8 weeks, I do my peppers 10 weeks, and my eggplants 10 weeks. I found out in my experience that eggplant and peppers need a little bit more time to get to a good size to transplant out, and my tomatoes don't need as much time, so I'll do them 8 weeks before. But starting them 8 to 10 weeks before your last frost date will give them enough time to get to a good size to transplant out. So yeah, let's move on to the next things. Now the next things, which is numbers 10 and 11, which is leeks and bunch onions, they can be started, planted, and harvested 365 days of the year. These alliums do not require any amount of hours of light or days, because they don't bulb they don't bulb as much. They might have a little teeny bulb, but they don't bulb for real. Now the next thing is herbs. This includes, I got a little list right here: chives, cilantro, dill, parsley, and basil. Now, all these do not like, well, everything on the herb list, except for basil, does not enjoy extreme heat temperatures. Now, basil loves the heat, so you want to plant out with your tomatoes and stuff. But cilantro, dill, parsley, and chives, you want to plant them out, let's see. I plant my cilantro and stuff like a week before the last frost date, because I've, in my experience, known that they can take a little frost, a light frost, but your basil cannot. It will turn black. It will die. So wait to plant those out. Wait to plant your basil out until you plant your tomatoes. Now the rest I'm about to say, you want to direct sow in the month of February. You don't want to start these because they don't actually like their roots being messed with. But you can start them. It's just, in my experience, I've just known them to be better if they are direct sown. So the first thing we're going to talk about is actually root crops. That includes beets, carrots, turnips, rutabagas, and radish. Root crops love the cool weather. Now, when I say cool weather, I mean cool, not cold or freezing. They like the cool weather. So I've, in my experience, known them to be good all the way down to 20 degrees. Now beets, I would say probably 25 degrees. But my carrots are actually right down here under all that snow. And I would dig my hands down there, but I don't have gloves on. I don't want my hands to start freezing. But they're still good under there. I don't know. Actually, in my last video, I pulled a carrot out under all that snow. This same snow. So the next thing on the list, which is numbers 21 and 22 is Swiss chard and spinach. You want to start and put these out now because they don't really like the heat. They like cooler weather. Now, when I say start, I mean you can start them indoors, but I wouldn't let them get root bound. Yeah, I would just direct sow them when the soil is workable. You want to direct sow when the soil is workable, not with it being frozen. Now, Swiss chard is more heat tolerant than spinach. Spinach will bolt quickly. Swiss chard it'll hang in there. I've grown it here all summer, but it does not grow. It just stays the same size. Now, next things, numbers 23, 24, and 25 is actually peas. That includes your snap peas, shelling peas, and snow peas. Now peas like cooler weather also. You want to start these about 45 days before your last frost date. And that will let you get a good harvest before it gets too hot, because the heat will kill them. Now, number 26 is potatoes. Potatoes, I grow my garden every single year. I wasn't successful with them last year because I pulled them too early, and I knew I wasn't gonna get nothing good because I pulled them too early. But you need to start chitting your potatoes now. You don't want to plant them now. You want to start chitting them now. Chitting just means where the eyes start growing on the potatoes. You want to put them in the ground about 2 to 4 weeks before your last frost date. The frost will kill the greenery or the green part on top that comes out the ground. But you want to put them in 2 to 4 weeks before your last frost because you want them to get a good root system before they emerge out the ground. Now, number 27, the last thing I'm going to explain until you can grow or start in February is actually your sweet potatoes. Now, sweet potatoes take a long time to grow, but we're not putting them out right now. We're not putting them out. We're not planting them right now. What we are doing is we're going to start the slips right now. For sweet potatoes, you don't put this full sweet potato in the ground like you do a regular potato. You actually start slips. They grow from slips. So you want to start your slips about right now so they can get to a good size, and then you can transplant them out so they will be a little ahead when you transplant them out. And I transplant mine out about 2 weeks after the last frost date to make sure all frost is gone, because if the sweet potatoes get hit by frost, it will kill them. It won't just damage them, it will kill them. Alright, y'all, that's 27 things you can be starting or planting out right now in February. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And I will see y'all on the next one. Hopefully all the snow will be gone. Bye, y'all.